you know, it's not Alec Baldwin's fault. Unless it is. So some UFC stuff real quick. Alex Pereira, the new middleweight champ, was on Ariel Helwani's show, and he claims to have challenged Khamzat Chimaev, who has actually been calling Alex out, to a fight on one of the soon coming UFC pay-per-view cards at 205 pounds. And he claims that Khamzat Chimaev turned him down. Why am I talking about this? Okay, it's because I think I know what's really going on, and it's actually a pretty high IQ play by Alex Pereira. So Khamzat has been calling out Alex Pereira, and considering how bad Khamzat missed weight for his fight versus Nate Diaz at 170 pounds, the new 185 champ is the perfect target. Plus, the new 185 champ doesn't wrestle. Alex may have Izzy's number, but the writing is basically on the wall when it comes to Alex fighting Khamzat. Khamzat will get him down and keep him down as long as he wants. And Alex more than likely knows this. So instead of talking his way into a title match against his absolute worst nightmare opponent, he offers to fight him at 205, where not only is his belt not on the line, but that also makes Pereira's size advantage much more. So now, Khamzat Chimaev has to respond to these allegations, which, by the way, I don't think are true. I don't think Alex did challenge him to a fight at 205, but what he just did is he made Khamzat have to respond to these allegations, and now Khamzat will basically talk himself into a fight that does almost nothing for him. Pretty good move. Alex Pereira is more than meets the eye, I think. Speaking of Ariel Helwani's show, Chael Sonnen was on today, and the conversation got political-ish? I don't know, let's take a look at it.
Is he there? There he is.
Where else would he be? What is that, a hello?
This is where the conversation goes downhill.
Jealousy, yes.
What do you think about what Elon Musk has done to Twitter? I mean, isn't it a shame?
What?
What?
What? Is it a shame?
Isn't it?
Did you say? I thought you were gonna say, "Isn't it wonderful?" You don't mean. Oh,
what?
You are such a kiss ass.
What?
No, I don't hate what he's done with Twitter. How dare you? What do you hate about it?
Okay, Exhibit A. Anyone can now get the blue check. Anyone could pretend to be me. Anyone could say, "Oh, Connor's fighting Charles Oliveira." The tweet blows up. You pay your $8 for the blue check. I mean, aren't we trying to weed out the quote-unquote fake news?
All right, so that's a really salient point from Ariel Helwani. Super appropriate criticism. Let's see what Chael has to say.
Isn't that a problem?
That was an unintended consequence, but I didn't know that you could blame Elon Musk and what he did with Twitter. I mean, those were your exact words. Like, are you telling me are things happening to Twitter? Has Twitter with the money? It was supposed to do the opposite. I mean, the intent of getting the blue check is now now you know who you're talking.
Yeah, it was supposed to do the opposite, but that's the problem. Is Elon Musk is stupid.
You know that there's a chain to them. Maybe it's not the real person, but there is a way to track them back to the credit card that paid to the idol. I mean, it does add a level of security and authenticity. At least that was the intent.
What adds a level?
I do agree with you, and I know the exact piece you're talking about where somebody pretended to be, and it was at Ariel Helwani, but they put like a 1 in there.
Yes.
So it was like at area, and then they made the L a 1, and it looked real. I thought it was real. I thought you had put that piece out. So I understand the unintended consequences, but if Musk didn't do that, if Musk didn't suggest, then you can't blame it on Musk.
He's the one that said we're gonna weed out this, we're gonna weed out that, we're gonna let people do this, we're gonna bring back.
2 weeks, man. Come on, don't do that to anybody. 2 weeks.
Brought back Trump.
What is your implication there? For whatever are you implying that he gave some? What are you implying?
Look how easy that was.
Man,
Oh, yeah.
the president of the United States, you got to be kidding me about that.
Former president.
Fair enough, but that's where you don't mean that, Ariel. You don't mean that.
Disgraced president. Where can
I
else?
haven't said Trudeau. If you would have asked me about Trudeau, you know what?
Oh, this is great. This is great.
He's like a very handsome guy. You know, Trudeau actually did that boxing match. You remember that?
Yes.
And they literally fought.
What?
Tell these kinds.
No fucking way, dude.
And they literally fought. I would tell these kinds of stories. I want to talk about the truckers in the back. I want to talk about him in the wind. But I want to do that. I really want to do that to you. And I think for you to call one of our presidents disgrace, and that could be Joe Biden too. I don't think that as a Canadian citizen living in America, I think that was rude.
Whoa. See, he said, what if you ask me about Trudeau? Basically what he's saying is, you can't talk about my leaders because you're Canadian. Dude, Ariel has lived in America for like 20 years or something more. And he gained his citizenship. And he lives in New York. Like, come on, Chael.
But I want to do that. I really want to do that to you. And I think for you to call one of our presidents disgrace, and that could be Joe Biden too. I don't think that as a Canadian citizen living in America, I think that was rude.
Actually, may I correct you? A dual citizen. I'm now an American as of March. Thank you very much. So I can say what I want.
That does very much surprise me that it sounds as though you didn't quite say it, but you definitely hinted is that you're in the suppression of speech. And by the way, I don't make political statements. I want to do that.
Okay. He strips away Ariel's American citizenship in a very demeaning manner. And then Ariel, of course, as he always does, takes it with class. And then Chael just comes in saying he's anti-free speech, man. Come on.
I hope I didn't offend you.
That does very much surprise me that it sounds as though you didn't quite say it, but you definitely hinted is that you're in the suppression of speech. And by the way, I don't make political statements. I wouldn't do that here either. I will tell you this, and this is a true story. Mr. Bailey was his name, and I was in the 4th grade. I was in the 4th grade when Mr. Bailey explained to me and my peers that there are 2 kinds of stories. There are fiction and there are nonfiction. He didn't say there's 5 kinds of stories or there's 3. I'm hearing this about genders, Ariel. There's an argument that there's 2 genders. No, there's not. That has never been true. I'm hearing an argument there's 200 plus genders. No, there's not. At least not in West Lynn. In West Lynn, and that would come to Mr. Wokenfield. The year would be 1991, and I would be a freshman at West Lynn High School. But there was 3. I mean, just, not for nothing, but this is what the textbook of biology class said.
I won't keep you much longer. Are you fighting Tito Ortiz?
I made you uncomfortable. I made you uncomfortable when I brought up the 3, and you're dying to know. You're either like Chael's right, or I don't know what the 3rd one is.
I don't know what the 3rd one is.
There is not a biology book. This is for the Republicans. Love to pick. There's 2 genders. Man, I appreciate it because I get your message. That is not what biology says or ever has said. According, now this is a true story, to the books that we get in my hometown. There's 3. There's always been 3. The books say 3 to this day.
What's the 3rd?
Just sharing for you, right? You either want to be fiction
what
or you want to be
is this
nonfiction.
bit?
Should somebody be banned on Twitter because they come out with it? If they thought it would. It's a weird thing, man. It's a very weird thing. You're surprised that Trump came back, and you put that on Musk. Why would that be on Musk? Jack Dorsey was doing so fine. Why did Dorsey step down? It was doing so fine. Why did he?
Well, he got a great deal.
He was doing so fine. He found a sucker to buy it. Why did he take him to court to force him to buy it?
I mean,
no, he was just doing so well.
He got a great deal. 11 million, 44 million. Who wouldn't do that deal? Are you fighting Tito Ortiz next year?
I'll fight Tito Ortiz tonight as soon as I get done with you. That'd be the first one. I'm in a battle right now.
Oh.
You know the courage that it takes. You know the courage that I have shown here today to come out of. There's 3 genders according to Mr. Wokenfeld. Now that's someone get you canceled right when you're all going, what's the 3rd one? Your textbook said it too. Every textbook says it. These are the kinds of things that cowards don't talk about. I come in here, I talk to you about it. You know what you're trying to do? You're trying to rush me off the stage.
No, I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to help you out. Number 1 voice in the sport.
Nobody cares about soccer, Ariel, but you can't come out, you can't speak this way. You can't tell the truth. If I put that on Twitter and you were in charge, apparently, you demonetize me.
By the way, to have the takes that I just had in the sport that we cover, in the world that we live in, I would actually argue that I'm the braver one than you. More people.
It is amazing.
What's that?
It is amazing. It is amazing when people have this mindset.
Meh, not really.
All right.
Love you, Chael. Thank you so much. Please check out your content and yeah, Chael, make sure you check out your own content. The next thing I wanted to touch on is the established title scam. So if you haven't heard, the latest garbage to be pushed on us by all the secret millionaire YouTubers who pretend to be our friend, and we like it because we're just sad and lonely little peasants. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the latest scam product, the novelty gift of buying a plot of land the size of a matchbook in Scotland, I'm pretty sure, and officially gaining the title of Lord, I think, or Sir, or something great. Because if you own a piece of land in Scotland, no matter how small it is, you become a lord or a lady or whatever, and it's all a scam. Which, yeah, I mean, fucking obviously, but for whatever reason, this particular scam caught some flack. It just made me want to chime in and say, hey, pretty much everything that they're selling us is either a scam or just a waste of money. So yeah, established title is not a novelty when it comes to YouTubers shilling for terrible companies. So keep your heads on swivels out there, and moving on. Lastly, I want to touch on just one other little scummy secret millionaire YouTuber tendency I've seen popping up a lot lately. It's the latest clickbait going around, which is the supposedly not clickbait channels doing this whole rise and fall shit, where it's like, for example, it's like the rise and fall of Nike. And then you're like, what? Wait, Nike fell down? I want to know about Nike failing? What the heck? Click. And the video is just about Nike's rise and maybe a small controversy that happened like once and in no way jeopardized Nike, and Nike is still fine and there's no downfall. So yeah, stop making those videos, please. Thanks. Yeah, shame on all you who are doing that. Shame on everybody who's shilling the established title scam, but that's all I got for now.